it was interesting looking at the sort of social media response to that announcement, and the the message that we'd been kind of involved in helping that, and largely it was really positive, which was great. But there was a few that were saying, well, does it need the supporters to help? What's going on? Is this bad? But I think it's just worth reminding our fellow supporters about since 2017, when the Southern SWA was formalized, what we've actually done to help the club, because this is just the last in a series of things that some people may have forgotten, actually, but let me just give a reminder. So we were actually involved in helping sort of financially contribute to the re-signing of Ben Tollett from Blackpool some years ago, which was the sort of first sort of intervention on trying to help, post the sort of Les Aid period of that time that we kind of formally got involved in. We also made quite a significant financial contribution to building the disabled supporters lift in the main stand, and if you go and see that, you'll see the Southern SWA logo firmly and proudly displayed on that. We've co-funded all the Paul Curtis murals around the town and the stadium. We co-funded the big banners you can see on the outside of the stands as you sort of walking towards Prenton Park, and also there's a big banner you'll see in the cowsheds that we've also kind of funded for the last couple of years to provide some support to the club. We've also been collectively significant contributors to the funding of the construction of new fan park, and last season we provided some financial support to help lower the cost of coach travel to Colchester, because there was a number of sort of back-to-back sort of long distance games, and we were asked whether we could sort of make that financial burden a little bit less, and we did that. So we've got a long history of doing this, and that's one of the reasons that we set the Southern SWA up, is that we're a distance away from home, but that doesn't mean that the passion and support for the club is any diminished. So we try to help in a number of ways that we can. With Rob Apter, we kind of got some kind of sense from a couple of people within the club that there was a few kind of potential issues there. One is loan fee. We understood it had been increased by Blackpool. Now we don't know whether this is factual. We don't know any details about this at all, but we kind of got a sense that Blackpool wanted a bit more money, and his agent was asking for some sort of something as well. So we basically reached out to Mark Palios and said, "Look, is there any way we can help? We could probably provide some relatively small amount of finance here, just if that is helpful." So we did. And Mark sort of kindly said that certainly wasn't the factor, of course, but it sort of helped grease the wheels of getting it done. And I think it was an important message for us, because Apter had really re-energized both the team and the fans, and that performance that I was privileged to be at, that Notts County home game over the festive period, was one of the best games I've seen in a long time. I mean, it was two good teams really going at it, and Rob Apter was sensational that day, and made the difference, as the Notts County manager was gracious and magnanimous enough to say after the game. Whether that put his price up, I don't know, but we just recognised how important this kid was. Not only to re-energizing the fans and the support, and supporting what Nigel's trying to do with the team, but also his performances were just getting better and better, and he was a real threat. So we sort of proactively kind of reached out and went, look, we think we need this guy. It's not our decision, of course, but we can see what he's doing, and if we can help, we will, and we did. So that's the kind of the story, really.
So it's not a case, as some fans have read it, as being Rob Apter has been entirely paid for by the Southern Super White Army.
No.
Nor is it a case of the club not having the funds to sign any players.
No.
It's just a case of the money that was required was slightly more than had previously been the case. And the Southern Super White Army felt they could help and have provided that assistance.
Yeah, as we understand it, it was more. Yeah, and it's just in line with the pattern of support we give to the club. So it's not it wasn't unusual for us. It was as the kind of list of things we've done. You can see how proactive we've been in supporting the club from afar, really. So yeah, so nothing sinister as we know anywhere in the whole thing. It was just if we can help, we can, and if that means that the little bit we've contributed can then be freed up for other activity in this window, then great. We're delighted, and let's hope he flourishes throughout the rest of the season for us.